There is something profoundly stirring happening in the depths of your being right now, a transformation so complete and authentic that it radiates from your very core like light breaking through darkness. The person who once held such power over your emotions, who once commanded your attention and validation, is now witnessing something they never expected to see. They are watching you evolve into a version of yourself they barely recognize, yet find themselves utterly unable to stop thinking about. This evolution of yours is not merely surface steep change or temporary adaptation. It is a fundamental shift in your entire existence, a metamorphosis that has touched every aspect of who you are. You have stepped deliberately and courageously into a new chapter of your life, carrying yourself with a quiet strength that doesn't need to announce itself to be felt. Your confidence has become something natural and unforced, something that doesn't demand attention but naturally commands respect from everyone around you. They can sense this transformation in ways that go beyond the physical realm. There's an energy about you now, a presence that speaks of someone who has found their center, who has discovered a sense of inner peace and stability that exists completely outside of their influence or approval. This realization strikes them with unexpected force because it represents everything they never thought possible. Where once you might have been tethered to their moods, their actions, and their validation, you are now standing firmly rooted in your own truth, your own power, your own unshakable foundation. This shift in you is anything but subtle. It radiates from your being like warmth from a fire, touching everyone who comes into contact with your energy. It is the kind of profound growth that speaks louder than any words ever could, and it is absolutely impossible for them to ignore or dismiss. The realization that you are not only surviving without them but actually thriving, that you have found contentment and peace in a life that doesn't include them, is striking a chord so deep within their soul that it reverberates through every aspect of their existence. What they once might have brushed off as temporary distance, as a phase you were going through, as something that would eventually pass and bring you back to them, now feels permanent in a way that shakes them to their very core. This isn't just a momentary change in attitude or a temporary rebellion against their influence. This is a fundamental turning point, a complete transformation of who you are and how you move through the world. The peace you carry within yourself now contrasts so sharply with the inner chaos they are experiencing that it forces them into an uncomfortable confrontation with themselves. For perhaps the first time, they are seeing themselves with a clarity that is both brutal and undeniable. They are beginning to fully comprehend the true cost of their ego, the devastating impact of the games they played, and the manipulative tactics they used to maintain control over your connection and your emotions. That cost, they now realize with growing horror, was you. They lost you. And now they are living with the crushing weight of having lost something they are beginning to understand was absolutely irreplaceable. The magnitude of this loss is settling into their consciousness like a heavy blanket they cannot remove, a constant reminder of what their choices have cost them. There is a lingering sadness that seems to follow them everywhere they go now, a heaviness that permeates their days and refuses to be shaken off no matter what distractions they seek. It is so much more than just missing you, though that ache is certainly present. It is the deeper, more devastating ache of knowing they played a direct and undeniable role in their own loss. They cannot blame circumstances or fate or timing. They must face the truth that their own actions, their own choices, their own inability to value what was right in front of them led to this outcome. Regret sits heavy in their chest now, growing stronger and more persistent with each passing day. In a way that feels both poetic and undeniably just, the balance of power has shifted completely in your favor. They can feel this shift in the very air around them, in the way the universe seems to be responding to your transformation. You are not just surviving, you are thriving. You are not just getting by, you are absolutely glowing with the radiance of someone who has found their true self. Meanwhile, they find themselves stuck in a restless state of mind that offers no peace, no steady ground to stand on. Since walking away from your connection, since making the choices that led to this separation, they have found no mental peace whatsoever. Every distraction feels hollow and meaningless. Every attempt to move forward feels half-hearted and forced. No matter where they go, no matter who they surround themselves with, no matter what activities they engage in, a piece of them remains chained to what they abandoned, what they threw away, what they failed to cherish when it was theirs. They see you now through completely different eyes, and what they see takes their breath away. They see you as the embodiment of divine feminine energy, someone who radiates abundance, magnetism, nurturing grace, and unshakable self-assurance. You have become the living representation of someone who knows their worth and carries themselves accordingly. This is not the kind of presence that can be easily replaced, and deep down in their soul, they know it with absolute certainty. You are a person of immense value, and the world around you is beginning to see it too. This reality terrifies them in ways they never expected because they understand, perhaps for the first time in their life, that others are starting to notice and appreciate what they once took for granted. There are many people out there who would consider themselves blessed to have you in their life, who would cherish and celebrate the very qualities they overlooked or dismissed. Unlike before, when you might have waited patiently for them to recognize your worth, to come to their senses, to catch up to what you were offering, you are no longer in a state of waiting. You are moving forward with purpose and intention, attracting people and opportunities that match your new vibration, your elevated energy, your transformed sense of self. You are creating a life that reflects your newfound peace and confidence. This awareness is fueling a quiet panic within them that grows stronger each day. On the surface, they may try desperately to appear composed, to maintain their facade of indifference or control, but inside they are spiraling into a chaos they never anticipated. The calm exterior they present to the world is in stark contrast to the storm raging within their heart and mind. They are starting to feel the full force of their past actions washing over them like waves of regret and recognition. Every sharp word spoken in anger, every cold silence used as punishment, every decision made out of pride rather than love, every moment when they chose their ego over your connection is now replaying in their mind with crystal clarity. But these memories are no longer sources of satisfaction or feelings of control. Instead, they have become sources of deep shame and regret, moments they desperately wish they could take back. All those instances when they thought they were demonstrating strength, when they believed they were maintaining power, when they convinced themselves they were in control of the situation, are now revealing themselves for what they truly were. They weren't displays of strength at all. They were manifestations of fear, examples of emotional immaturity, and clear demonstrations of their inability to truly value what was right in front of them. This internal reckoning they are facing is not gentle or gradual. It is creating a fierce storm of conflict inside them, an ongoing battle between multiple competing desires and fears. Part of them wants desperately to reach out to you, to try to fix what was broken, to attempt to erase the distance that now exists between you. But another part of them is paralyzed by the fear of rejection, by the possibility that their attempts at reconciliation might be met with indifference or, worse yet, with the clear boundaries of someone who has moved on. The thought that they could be permanently replaced, not just in your daily life but emotionally, mentally, and physically, is gnawing at them with relentless persistence. This fear haunts their quiet moments and intrudes on their attempts to find peace. They are forced to confront the possibility that their window of opportunity may have closed permanently, that their chance to make things right may have passed them by forever. They are seeing you through completely new eyes now, with a clarity they never possessed before, and this new vision is both a gift and a curse. It's a gift because it allows them to finally see your true worth, your incredible value, your remarkable qualities that they were blind to before. But it's also a curse because this clarity comes too late, after they have already lost you, after you have already found your peace without them. You, meanwhile, are operating from a completely different space now. You are no longer functioning from a place of needing their validation or approval. You are no longer waiting for them to recognize your worth or to treat you with the respect you deserve. You have rebuilt yourself in a way that goes far beyond simply surviving what happened between you. You have thrived because of it, using the experience as a catalyst for your own growth and transformation. The peace you carry within yourself now is not born from bitterness or resentment, but you would have every right to feel those emotions. Instead, it is born from release, from letting go, from finally freeing yourself from the emotional chains that once bound you to their opinion of you. You are no longer tethered to their actions, their moods, their approval, or their presence in your life. Your energy is focused entirely on your own growth, your own joy, your own dreams, and the beautiful life you are actively creating. And that transformation, more than anything else, is what truly unsettles them. It's not just the fear of losing you, though that fear is certainly present and growing stronger each day. It's the deeper, more devastating knowledge that they already have lost you. They have lost not just your physical presence, but your emotional investment, your mental energy, your spiritual connection to them. You have moved on in every way that matters. Every time it feels like you and I are finally making genuine progress together, as though we're truly moving forward and leaving the painful chapters of our past behind us, something unexpected crashes into our reality like a storm we never saw coming. Out of nowhere, a more challenging moment arrives, pulling me back into that heavy, exhausting energy of conflict and trauma that I thought I had finally escaped. It feels as though I'm caught in the eye of a never-ending storm, one that refuses to grant me even a moment's rest or peace. I find myself exhausted in ways I never knew were possible. I'm tired in my physical body, which carries the weight of constant tension and stress. I'm tired in my mind, which has been pushed to its limits trying to navigate situation after situation that seems designed to test my resolve. But most of all, I'm tired in my heart, which has been stretched and pulled and broken so many times that I sometimes wonder if it will ever feel whole again. This painful cycle keeps breaking me from the inside, piece by piece, like waves gradually wearing away a cliff face. Each new challenge takes a little more from me, and sometimes I find myself wondering how much more I can possibly endure. The strength I thought I had built up gets tested again and again, and there are moments when I question whether I'm strong enough for whatever comes next. What makes this even more devastating is the thought that because of my struggles, because of the circumstances I find myself in, you have suffered too. I can see the weight you've carried because of your connection to me, the toll that my journey has taken on your own peace and happiness. This realization creates a deep ache within me that I struggle to put into words, a pain that goes beyond my own experience to encompass the impact my struggles have had on someone I care about so deeply. I don't want to live like this anymore. I don't want us to continue being pulled apart by circumstances that feel beyond our control, by forces that seem determined to keep us from finding our way to each other. I don't want to keep experiencing this pattern of hope followed by disappointment, of progress followed by setbacks, of moments of connection followed by periods of separation. More than anything in this world, I want to end this constant battle and simply exist with you in peace. I want to be with you without fear clouding our interactions, without obstacles standing between us, without the pain that seems to find us no matter how hard we try to avoid it. My heart longs for that day with an intensity that is almost unbearable, a yearning that consumes my thoughts and fills my dreams. I imagine it over and over again, this life where we exist side by side in harmony. I picture us waking up next to each other, sharing those quiet morning moments when the world is still peaceful and it's just us in our own little bubble of contentment. I envision us sharing the quiet moments and the joyful ones, the easy days when everything flows smoothly and the difficult ones when we face challenges together as a united front. I imagine us building something beautiful together, creating a life that reflects both of our dreams and aspirations. I see us supporting each other through whatever comes our way, celebrating each other's victories, and offering comfort during each other's struggles. This vision sustains me during the darkest moments, giving me something to hold on to when everything else feels uncertain. I need you to understand something that comes from the deepest place in my heart. I never intended to leave you in the middle of our journey together. The separation we've experienced, the distance that has grown between us, was never something I wanted or chose freely. You matter so much to me, more than I've probably ever been able to adequately express through words or actions. Even when we were apart, even when life seemed to be pushing us in opposite directions like two ships caught in different currents, I have carried you with me everywhere I go. You've been present in my thoughts during my quietest moments and my busiest days. You've lived in my heart, taking up residence in a space that belongs only to you. You've influenced the very way I see the world, coloring my perceptions and shaping my understanding of what love and connection can truly be. I already consider you an inseparable part of my life, woven so deeply into the fabric of who I am that I cannot imagine myself without your influence, without the ways you've changed me, without the love we've shared. Unfortunately, the reality we faced wasn't kind to us. Circumstances arose, ones that neither of us could fully control or predict, that stood in our way like immovable mountains, forcing us apart when every instinct in my body wanted to hold on tighter, to fight harder, to never let go. But despite everything we've been through, despite all the challenges and setbacks and moments of despair, I want you to know something with absolute clarity and certainty. I will never break the promises I made to you. They weren't casual words spoken in a moment of passion or empty reassurances meant to calm your fears temporarily. They were truths I spoke from the very center of my heart, and I intend to live by them no matter what obstacles we face. I still believe with every fiber of my being that we will be together. It might take more time than either of us hoped or expected. It might require reserves of patience that feel almost impossible to maintain. It might demand faith in a process that neither of us can fully see or understand right now. But I am asking you, pleading with you from the depths of my soul, to trust in this process. Trust in me. Trust in us. Trust in the love that brought us together and that continues to connect us even across whatever distance exists between us now. The thought of losing you for a lifetime is something I literally cannot bear to contemplate. It's not just the idea of losing your physical presence, though that alone would be devastating. It's the loss of so much more than that. It's the loss of the laughter we share, the way your joy becomes my joy and your amusement lights up my entire world. It's the loss of the comfort I find in your voice, the way hearing you speak can calm my anxieties and soothe my worries like nothing else can. It's the way my entire world feels lighter, brighter, more hopeful when you're near, when I can feel your energy mixing with mine and creating something beautiful together. It's the loss of the future I've imagined with you in such vivid detail, the dreams we've whispered to each other during those precious moments when no one else was listening, when it was just us and our hopes and our love. That kind of loss, the permanent severing of a connection this deep and meaningful, is one I could never truly recover from. It would leave a wound in my soul that would never fully heal, an emptiness that nothing and no one else could ever fill. I might have never told you this before in such direct, unambiguous words, but it's the absolute truth and you deserve to hear it. I have never loved anyone the way I love you. My love for you isn't limited to just passion or romance, though those elements are certainly there in abundance, flowing through every interaction we have and every moment we share. It's also about something deeper and more profound than physical attraction or romantic feelings. It's about connection on levels I didn't even know were possible, about respect that goes both ways and continues to grow stronger over time. It's about admiration for who you are as a person, for your character, for your strength, for your kindness, for all the qualities that make you uniquely you. It's about a deep understanding that I've never experienced with anyone else, a sense that we see each other clearly and accept each other completely. You see me in ways that others never have and probably never will. You see past the surface presentations and defense mechanisms to the real person underneath. You've been my safe place when the world felt chaotic, my anchor when I felt like I was drifting without direction, my constant reminder that love can still exist and flourish even in the middle of life's storms.